Well, I'm going to do a more in-depth presentation on one of the films that I watched. It was called Belleville Baby, and while I watched the movie Belleville Baby, it struck me that it was different from all the other types of movies that I've watched back in the U.S. It seemed to me that it was considered a documentary, and while it was a movie and it told a story, it did not tell through pictures and videos. It was more back and forth dialogue between two people, and that's how you followed the story. Even though there were a few pictures and videos, most of the dialogue would do the explaining of the whole story, and the pictures and photos really had nothing to do with the film. They either were just extra just so you can follow along with the movie, or sometimes the videos would be a little bit of what they're talking about. The film was from the director. It was about Mia Engberg and her previous boyfriend that she had when she was younger, and it ended up starting where he called her, and we found out that it was a few years later, and at this time she thought he either disappeared or was missing and died. So she wondered why all of a sudden would he call now. So he explains to himself that he calls and wants to know how she's doing and wants to know the good memories that they used to share, because he all of a sudden got out of prison. And he wants to remember the good times and who he was before he went into prison, because he was in there for so many years. He had harsh punishment while he was in there. She shares some memories with him, and he actually gets disappointed with some of the things that she shares, because what she thinks are good memories, he actually thinks they're not the best memories and moments that they've had together. So he thinks they're actually rather reckless, and he actually doesn't really want to hear it from her anymore and telling her bad stories. So she starts to try and share some moments, but he kind of either cuts her off short or doesn't really want to hear it anymore. So then she starts telling him how she has a family and 2 children. She actually asked him if he looks like what she knew that he used to look like, and he actually told her that no, he does not look what he used to look like, because after being in jail, he has fake teeth. After being beat up in jail and them getting punched in and everything being bad for him in jail, he said he does not look the same like he used to. He also talks about how after getting out of prison now, he has to do dirty work for the people that he met actually in jail in order to get by in life and make a living after just getting out of jail. While Mia suggests that she actually should go visit him in France, he actually denies her real quick and says she shouldn't come. He just only wants to see if she was okay. He really wants nothing really to do with her. And he says with an explanation that it's mostly he doesn't want her coming because of the job and what he has to do. Otherwise, if she comes, she wouldn't be safe. He really doesn't even want any connections with anyone because he doesn't want them getting hurt, especially for her and her children. Now, after the movie, they kind of just ended things like that and didn't really say their goodbyes or very much. But Mia also had an interview with a film critic, and she was asked what would she consider this film. And she said most of the time she competes in the West Nordic documentaries, but she would not consider it a documentary. She likes to think of it and just considers it a film by not putting it in certain categories, because she's an artist, not a businesswoman. So her selling these movies isn't the biggest deal for her. It's more getting her work out there. She also started to make this film for her and did not want to show other people. She was scared of what others would think of her, and by the time she actually thought about it more, she decided that she changed her mind and it was fine to show other people. She did not want to hold back because she knew that it was the past anymore, and it wasn't her now, it was the past that made her do that. So She closed that chapter in her life after making this film. She was proud of the film. She even said that even though there weren't a lot of sales from other countries, because most of the countries thought it had a lack of purpose and didn't think that it would make money in theaters. So she just said that she hopes that it will become a television show in Sweden, and or just viewing, at least on the TV, for other countries in Sweden to watch.